So today's topic of discussion will be the consolidation, and in the last class we have already discussed the spring analogy, and we have discussed how the water comes out when the load is being applied. But it was the spring and the cylinder that was there, but now we will be discussing what happens in the soil. So let us continue there. We discussed that what was the spring analogy there, that the valve was closed in the first thing, and the other one also the valve was closed, but in this there was no load being applied. As soon as he applied the load, what happened? The water took the entire load. So there was the pore water pressure which was initially 0. What happened there? The water took the entire pressure as soon as the load is being applied. But as soon as the valve is opened in the third stage, what happens? The load which is being applied here, it is being distributed between the soil solids, which is the spring, and the water. So these are the two things, that is the spring and the water. So that is now being distributed. Here the load was entirely taken up by the water. And in the fourth stage, what happens when, so see here, this delta U is equal to P by A. So this pore water pressure gets reduced in the third stage, because the whatever portion is reduced here, that is increased in the spring, that portion is taken up by the spring, or if you talk about the soil, that portion is taken up by the soil solids. And in the fourth stage, what happened? The pore water pressure, when it reduced to 0, the entire load was taken up by the soil solids and effective stress were mobilized there. So in that case, the pore water which was trying to get out, that was reduced to 0 value. So now we will be seeing what happened there. Now what we did, first we placed the load on the this thing area given there, and then by keeping the valve closed, the entire load at the first instant, when the load is applied, at that first instant the entire load is taken up by water. At that time the spring will not undergo any deformation. We saw the figure B there. Then the excess pore water pressure is given by what? P by A, whatever be the load applied and whatever be the cross section on which it is acting there. In general, P is equal to what? The load taken up by the soil solids and the load taken by the water. What is the S here? It can be the soil solids, that is the spring which is acting as a soil solid there, and the other is the water. So here initially the pore water is there, so that comes out to be P. Entire load is taken up by water there, and the PS is equal to 0. But what happens when the valve is open in the third and the fourth stage? Water will be moving out. When the water moves out, the pore water pressure will be somewhat reducing there. See, the water is moving out, so PW reduces and it is less than P, and PS is what? Greater than 0. It tries to increase now, because now the spring is trying to take up some load. So this delta U comes out to be less than P by A, and after some time, when the excess pore water pressure reduces to 0, that is, it is completely neutralized, what happens there? Entire load is now being taken up care by what? Soil solids or the spring, as in this case. So the pore water pressure reduces to 0, which helps in mobilizing all the load to the soil solid or the spring. So see here, let us consider a clay layer. Now you know this clay layer is having a very much less permeability, Kc is very much less. But if we talk about this sand layer, this is having somewhat much higher permeability, K sand, let us say. This clay layer of height h is of thickness h is sandwiched between what? Between the sand layer and the sand layer at the top and the bottom, and let us say some delta sigma stress is being applied uniformly on the soil. So now what happens when the load is being applied? What the clay will be trying to compress, because it is a compressible layer as compared to the sand and this. So clay will be the point of study here. This clay layer of thickness h will be the point of study in the entire topic that we will be considering here, because in sand the water will be draining out quickly. So in long term, settlement will not be affected in this case as much as in case of this sand. Sand, its permeability is very much high, so the water will be draining out quickly, so it will not affect the settlement. Okay. Now see, we are discussing it with respect to time. So this thing is at time t is equal to 0, what happens when you apply the load in this figure C here, that when you apply the load delta sigma say, so when you are applying this load, entire load, the total stress will be what? delta sigma. See this here. Now I told you in the spring analogy that the entire load will be at the initial moment. What will be there? Water will be trying to take the entire load. So the pore water pressure here. So that will be the entire load will be taken by what? Pore water pressure. So delta U is equal to what? The whatever be the change, whatever be the load applied, that is taken up by the pore water. So the effective stress is, will there be any value? No, because if you know that effective stress is what? Nothing but total stress minus pore water pressure. So in this very first case it comes out to be 0. There is no effective stress that has been mobilized. But what happens with some time? The pore water reduces because it moves out. When it moves out, so values, what happens? It values reduces to some, let us say this value. The total stress is remaining the same. In all the three things, in all these three stages, the total stress is remaining the same. This top load delta sigma is remaining the same in each and every point of at each and every point of time, but the pore water pressure is reducing. So when the pore water is moving out, so delta U, which was initially delta sigma, it reduces to somewhat lesser value, less than delta sigma, and this pore water, whatever has been reduced, will now what? Will now be turning into what? Effective stress. So see here, this layer here and this layer here. So these are the boundary surfaces. Now this, let us say any molecule here at this layer, what happens here? At this layer, any molecule will be having, like, it can just entirely move out instantaneously. But if we talk about some at this center, if we talk about this center, or let us say here also, what happens? It will say take some time to move out. So but at the drainage phase, at this phase, at the boundary surfaces, what we can say, that the pore water pressure, okay, pore water pressure at any instant will be, at the next instant after t is equal to 0, at the next instant the pore water pressure will be reducing, because the water at the boundary surface is moving out at that stage. So if we subtract this, this is total stress minus this 0. So the effective stress can be first of all mobilized in this boundary layer, in both the boundary layers, because here the drainage is being allowed. See, sand is above also and then below also. So the effective stress will be mobilized here. So the effective stress at this point has increased to this thing. And if you talk about this height h also, at this height depth also, this thickness h if you are talking, so at that these two boundaries the values is the same, that is the effective stress has been mobilized. But at somewhat, let us say middle distance, the effective stress is increased, but it has not increased to the total stress value, because the pore water has not ultimately yet till now, the pore water has not entirely been expelled out. So let us see, this was a time at some intermediate time t between 0 and infinity. Now if we are talking about the time infinite, matlab we are talking about the last moment where the soil consolidation is complete. So see here, understand one thing, that initially the total stress is the same, and in each and every stage the total stress is same. But what happens when the final consolidation is being completed, the pore water pressure reduces to 0 here. So when the pore water pressure reduces to 0, what will be the effective stress value? You know that effective stress is what? The total stress minus the pore water pressure. So the entire total stress will now be becoming the effective stress. So the entire effective stress is now what? Delta sigma, which was initially taken up by U, that was initially taken up by the pore water pressure. So you can see that how the pore water pressure is getting reduced, and correspondingly how the effective stress is getting increased. So and also understand one thing, that when you are talking about a time t is equal to infinity, because the time taken is very much large. So what happens after a certain period of time, that which can be number of years also, that the effective stress which has been mobilized, the effective stress is totally mobilized. At that point, whenever the pore water pressure reduces to 0, the excess pore water pressure reduces to 0, at that time we can say the effective stress has been entirely mobilized, and at that point we can also say that the consolidation will stop, okay, because entire pore water pressure has now moved out. So there is nothing that is remaining, there can be no volume change, and you know that in consolidation we have studied that the volume change brings about the change in height, and that height till the point of time that height is changing, that the height is reducing, that the volume is reducing, till that point what happens, the consolidation will be taking place. Consolidation, when I say, you have to understand that some settlement is taking place. So it will occur till the point the pore water is there, till the pore water is there to expel out. When the excess pore water is expelled out, what happens, there is no water left, there is no consolidation whatsoever to be remaining. We will see what are the secondary consolidation and other things, but till this 1 degree consolidation, that is complete here. Now see one thing, if I start, if I give you example, what happens in each and every soil, if I begin, each and every material which is experiencing some stress, what will be there? There will be some strain, okay, there is some stress, because of that there will be some change, some strain. When soil will also be behave in a similar manner, when the stress is applied on soil, what happens, there will be some change in volume. That volume change can be represented in terms of what, height. I told you in the previous class that the soil is considered to be semi-infinite. So we can consider all the volume changes. Semi-infinite means the loading area is very huge. So we can consider that all the volume changes can be represented in terms of change in height. मतलब if I say कि इतना वॉल्यूम कुछ, let's say कुछ इतना वॉल्यूम कम हो गया है ना, let's say 5 यूनिट्स या 10 यूनिट्स वॉल्यूम कम हो गया, सो उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग हम ये चेक कर सकते हैं कि कितना हाइट में कमी आई होगी. सो this is the thing here, delta V changes to what, we can say that delta H has been there. If I also say that some volume has reduced, so I can also say what, that if I can represent it in the form of what, the delta H, I can also say that this change in volume can also be represented as what, void ratio change. Let's say initially यहाँ पे कुछ void ratio था E0, but बाद में जब वो compress हो गई soil तो उसका void ratio कुछ कम होके let's say EF हो गया. So there is a decrease, E0 minus EF. So this decrease here, E0 minus EF, what does it denote? That there is some change that is being occurring in the soil, and this volume change that is being occurring here, that is what, that is basically consolidation that we will be talking about. So let's see here the primary consolidation, when the soil is completely saturated. So the very first thing is here that the soil has to be completely saturated. So what happens, due to the decrease in pore water pressure over the soil, pore water pressure increases, okay, pore water first increases, due to which pore water escapes out. When the pore water escapes out from the voids, it results in decrease in the volume of soil. So the volume of soil gets changed, but it gets decreased, and this decrease in volume of the soil is due to expulsion of what, excess pore water pressure, the water which was having some excess pressure there in the voids of the soil. So when the water from the voids gets expelled out, it is referred to as primary consolidation or 1 degree consolidation. So I have simplified it for you that water bears overburden pressure, as you saw in the spring analogy, that at the very first stage what happens, water bore the overburden pressure and total stress was transferred to what, pore water pressure, and due to the total stress that was being observed, that in the spring analogy we took what, delta sigma there, and that delta sigma resulted into pore water pressure increase. So what happens in the later state is, with the passage of time, the water seeps out from the voids, and then when the water seeps out, when the water is moving out, what will be happening, the pore water which was earlier being exerted, that will be getting reduced now. So now because this effective stress you already know that this is total stress minus U. So with time this U gets decreased, when the U gets decreased, what will be happening, the effective stress will be getting mobilized, okay. So because the total stress is one and the same, and it is throughout, it is value is same. So moving on to the next here, what happens when the, okay, one thing understand here, one more very important thing, that as soon as the entire pore water pressure has been pore water pressure has been converted into effective stress, the consolidation stops. As soon as the change in pore water pressure becomes 0, the 1 degree consolidation stops, Though practically it might not be possible to understand that at what point of time, at a specific which point of time the pore water pressure is getting to 0, but theoretically we can easily say that whenever the pore water pressure change is reducing to 0, at that point of time what happens, the 1 degree consolidation is said to be complete. If we talk about the secondary consolidation, this happens after the completion of primary consolidation. So, see here, if load over the soil remains the constant, this is very important point. If the load over the soil remains constant, then further settlement of the soil is observed due to plastic readjustment of soil solids. So, you have to understand that when we are talking about the primary consolidation, it was due to expulsion of pore water pressure, but in this case what is there, it is the plastic readjustment of soil solids. So, understand one thing more, that the pore water pressure will be getting reduced by the reduction of pore water, by the expulsion of water, and it can take in, let us say, time 5 years or 10 years, take. But if you are talking about the secondary consolidation, it is what? It is the plastic readjustment of soil solids, and this plastic readjustment takes multiple years to complete. It may take 10 years, 20 years, 15, 25 years, it may take a lot of time. So, this is the plastic readjustment of soil solids. In order, why it happens, why the secondary consolidation takes place? In order to achieve more stable packing. So, you can easily know this thing, that when you studied in chemistry, you saw that let us say there was, if we are considering the sodium atom, what happened in sodium, it was having 1 electron was there. So, 1 electron was moving out. Why? To become more stable, and a bond was getting formed. So, each and everything is striving for stability. So, here also the soil will be striving for what? More and more stability. Though in the first 1 degree in the compaction, the very first stage was compaction. In the first stage compaction, some stability was achieved. Okay, there was loose material, we compacted it, and then we achieved some stable state. But then when the structure was being constructed, at that point of time, what happened? There was some 1 degree consolidation, and after that 1 degree consolidation, there was more stability, because the volume got reduced. Volume got reduced means the settlement was somewhat happening, and when the settlement was happening, the pore water was getting out. When the pore water is getting out, then it was trying to achieve what? More stable state. Now, in the secondary consolidation also, what happened? Not due to the pore water pressure, because that was in primary consolidation, but due to the plastic readjustment of soil solids, they are trying to what? Achieve more stable packing. So, it is this all settlement is about what? About achieving more and more stability. So, in this I already discussed this point, no expulsion of pore water takes place from the voids of the soil during this process. And the third very important point here, it is a time taking process, which may take multiple years to complete, and you still cannot say that when it is complete, because you cannot go and see the plastic readjustment, how much it has been completed. How can you tell that the plastic readjustment has been completed? There is no as such fixed way that you can pinpoint that this is the point that secondary consolidation has been completed. Now, understand one more thing, that secondary consolidation is insignificant for cohesionless soils, hence they are generally neglected. But for high plastic clays, what happens? 2 degree consolidation may contribute to 10 to 20% of total settlement. Let us say if we are talking about for sands, that is the cohesionless soil, 2 degree consolidation is neglected. Why? We will see this because in the primary consolidation only, what happens? The soil becomes more and more stable. But for the plastic clays, there will be some settlement, let us say in some point of time, then the time moves on, there will be some more settlement here, let us say delta H1, then say delta H2, and let us say delta H3. So, there is somewhat increasing settlement or somewhat change in settlement in the clays. And what happens with the time also, after the expulsion of pore water pressure also, what happens there? There will be some amount of stability which is yet to be reached, and then this 2 degree consolidation will take place, which may be 10 to 20% of the total settlement. Now, see this, we are talking about the consolidation characteristics of the soil. We will see the effect of soil type, and then we will be moving on to the effect of stress history, because soil remembers its loaded past. Now see the very first point, effect of soil type. Soil type, if you are talking about, so the soil can be what? Coarse grained and fine grained. So see, in this case, if you are talking about the coarse grained soil, the very first case here, what happens if you are talking about the void ratio? This is a void between the void ratio and effective stress. So when the load is being increased, let us say the load is increased from this point 0 to let us say this 40. So the load has been increased, the effective stress has been increased, the pressure has been increased from 0 to 40. So see here the void ratio corresponding to this is let us say 0.58, and at this it is comparatively let us say 0.72. So it comes out to be what? Void ratio change is what? Delta E comes out to be what? 0.72 minus 0.58. So it is what? 0.14. So this is very much small change that you are observing in this case. In this case, because you have applied 40 kilonewton per meter square, but the void ratio change is what? Only 0.14. So this is the thing here. Now understand one more thing, that this y ordinate here, this y ordinate here depicts what? Settlement. Why the settlement? Because it is what? E naught minus E f. Let us say initial it was this E naught, and then final it was E f. So these are the two stages. Initial void ratio was this, and after the compaction, after the consolidation, the void ratio reduced to E f. Now this E f, I initially told you in the beginning of the class that this E f is what? Nothing but this E naught minus E f is nothing but settlement, that you can say that how much settlement has been occurring. So this will be denoting the settlement. So you can see the sand is, in this case it is very much less value, this will be like 0.14, it is very much less. Now see in the compression thing here, when we are talking about compression and we are talking about with respect to time. Okay, see here in the very small range, see the time is very much small, 0 to 1 minute say. In this very small portion, the entire compression has been, almost entire compression has been seen to take place. So this happens what? This is very much here, but after this point, this is very much slow, the process is very much slow here, it will take much time. That is, the entire process of compression is said to be completed in this stage only. Now let us see here this, if you talk about the slope of this line, okay, the slope of this thing, what it will be showing, it will be showing the rate of volume change, at what rate the volume change is occurring, or we can also say what is the rate of settlement. Okay, what is the rate of settlement? So in this curve you can see this thing. Now understand one more thing, if you are talking about the fine grained soil, see this thing here, it was like initially 1.20 the void ratio curve, and with the effective stress, and 1.2 to let us say it is 1.60. So see, if you are talking about E naught minus E f, let us say this is E naught 1.2, and this is E f is what? 0.60. So it comes out to be what? It comes out to be 0.6. So this value which has gotten reduced, it is somewhat very much higher. In the sand case you saw there, what was there? It was very much low, it was only 0.14 here, and this change here, this ordinate, this change here on the y axis is denoting what? The change in void ratio. The change in void ratio means the change in volume, the change in volume means the difference in the height, that is the change, that is the change in height, that is the settlement that is occurring there. Now see, if you are talking about compression, in the sand case you remember that in the very small amount of time, the entire settlement was taking place, but in the clay what happens? The settlement will be taking very much more time. Now see here, the time is let us say 10 to the power 4 minutes here, and the slope is very much, see, very much steep here, very much flat here in this case. So the rate of settlement, this curve between compression and time will show the rate of settlement here. Now see one more important thing, that if we are like combining those two things here, see, we are combining the rate of settlement and the settlement. So see here that the permeability, you know that the permeability of the sand is what? Permeability of the sand is somewhat more, okay, K sand is high, and K of clay is very much less here. So, see here, when you are talking about with respect to time, you know that sand will be settling much faster. So, the slope is high, see it is somewhat much flatter, much steeper value. The sand value is much steeper value with respect to sand here. The rate will be much high. When you are talking about the clay, what happens with clay? See here, when clay we are talking about the change, when you are talking about the rate of settlement, it was, when you see the graph here, rate of settlement was shown by this thing. In the coarse grained soil it was very much steep here, it was like this. But now in the fine grained soil, what is there? This is very much flat here. So, see in this, the clay is what? It is having a flatter trajectory. So, the rate of settlement is slightly much slower. The clay will settle with time, it will take more and more time to settle that amount. Now, see, if you are talking about the total settlement that is taking place, now understand here, the total settlement can be noted by a fixed point, that is this. So, with time the sand will come to a settlement at this stage. Now, sand will assume to be completely settled, and with this, see here, the clay with time, the clay settlement is decreased, is comes out to be this much. So, we can see that the rate of settlement of clay is very much slow because of the permeability, because of the low permeability, and because the permeability is less and the porosity is very much high. So, what happens? The volume of voids are more, that is meaning volume of water is, that is present in there is more. So, volume of water is more, so the volume of water that is being expelled out will also be more, but the permeability of the clay is less. So, the rate of settlement will be also less. So, water has a slow movement because permeability is less, so water will be moving out slowly, and so the flatter trajectory is observed here. But long time mein, if you are talking about, then it will be too much settlement, a large amount of settlement. So, we will be discussing the other things in the next class. Thank you.